Hi class, this is Dr. Karsten, and today I wanted us to work on some two-step word problems, and it's the kind of word problem where you are making things. It's also the kind of word problem where you have to first find the total number of objects that you have, and then you have to split or divide them or organize them into groups. So let's get started. Now, as you can see, I have 3 packs. 3 packs of what? 3 packs of candy, because you know that's my favorite thing to work with right now. So I have 3 packs of candy, and in each pack, there are 6 candies. Let me get those back in there so we can work with them. And I have a problem all ready to go for us. So, in this problem, it says that there are 3 packs. Each pack has 6 candies. So I just showed you that part. We had our 3 packs, and each pack has 6 candies in it. I'm going to be making very special cookies, and each cookie needs 9 candies. I hope that you guys are noticing these eaches. Remember, we know that each often gives us a hint that we're going to be probably multiplying or dividing, and that's a really helpful clue. It helps us kind of think about what we're doing. So again, really visualize this. I have 3 packs of candy. Each pack contains or has 6 candies, and each cookie that I'm going to make needs to have 9 candies on it. How many cookies can I make? How many cookies? How many cookies can I make? So let's find out. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to know how many candies do we have. We need to figure out the total number of the object, the candies, or if you're doing beads or whatever it is you're doing, you need to figure out what is the total amount that you have. So again, this is one of those things where we're making things. It could be necklaces, it could be ornaments, I don't know, whatever you're making. So let's go ahead and empty out these 3 packs. So again, I have 3 packs. Let me show them to you. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we're going to empty them out. Each pack has 6 candies. So let's check this out. So there's 6 candies right there from the first pack. There's 6 candies right there from our second pack. And there's 6 candies right there from our third pack. So again, we have 6 3 times. Now, one way that I could figure out how much we have in all is to say 6 plus 6 plus 6. Let me write that down. And then let's think about if there's a better way that we could say that. Because what if I had like 350 packs? I don't want to have to go 6 plus 6 plus 6. But let's start with 6 plus 6 plus 6. So I have 6 plus 6 plus 6. Another way to think about 6 plus 6 plus 6 is to say that we have 6 3 times. You also could have said that you have 3 packs of 6. And if I did that, I would have written 3 packs of 6 because of just means multiply. But in this case, since I'm doing 6 plus 6 plus 6, I'm adding 6 3 times. I have 6 3 times. And that's just equal to 18. So this would tell me that I have a total of 18 candies. Let's see, let's put them all together. And let's try and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So yeah, it looks like I have 18 candies. So we know our total. We have a total of 18 candies. What are we going to do now? Well, it tells us that each cookie that I'm making these very special candy cookies, needs 9 candies on it. So think about that. I'm going to take these and I'm going to put 9 on each cookie. Maybe we can draw that. So here, I'm going to draw a cookie. And I'm going to take and put 9 candies on it. So I'm going to take a group of 9 candies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I squeezed 9 candies onto that one cookie. So that's 9 one time there. I took it and I put it there. I made one group of 9. Let's make another cookie and see what happens. And look, when I make another cookie, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now what I did was I took 9 and put them there. It's like I took out 9 from the total, and then I made another group of 9 right here. So I made 2 groups of 9. I divided my total, my 18, into groups of 9, and I got 2 groups. So that's all that we just did right now, was that we took our 18, the total, and we divided it into groups of 9. So when you know the size of your group, how many things are in one group, whether it's on a cookie or a necklace or a bracelet or whatever it is that you're making, when you know, or maybe you're making teams, when you know how many of the object, the items have to go into one of those things, onto the cookie or the bracelet or the team, you're dividing by that number. So I divided by 9 and I got 2. And if you know your fast facts, that's nice and easy also. So now let's think about how could I turn this into one equation instead of having 2 separate equations. So I wanted to find the number of cookies. So I'm going to use C for cookies. And to find the number of cookies, what I had to do was first I had to figure out the total number of candy that I had. So 6 times 3 got me to 18. This is how I found that. And then the second step was that I divided it into groups of 9. And I got 2. And there you have it. We have an equation. We solved it. We have our unknown. That's the letter. Now, let's just change this up a little bit because I want to show you one more thing with this exact same type of a problem. But this time, I again am going to have my 3 groups of 6. I bought my 3 packs of candy. So I have my 3 packs of 6. I want to start with the same thing, but this time, instead of not knowing the number of cookies, I'm going to figure out how much candy I can put on each cookie. So let's say that now I know I'm making 2 cookies. So I'm going to draw 2 nice big cookies. So now this time, I want to know how much candy goes on each cookie. So now I'm going to put it all together again. I have my 18, so 6 times 3 is 18. And now what I can do is I can divide these evenly. So I put 1 there, 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 1 there. So what I just did was I took those 18, remember? We had a total of 18, and this time I split them into 2 groups. I divided it into 2 groups. So what I did was I took 18 and I divided it by 2 this time. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 candies in each group. So that's a little different. And if I wanted to write that as an entire equation, I would start the same, that my total was 6 3 times. But this time I divided it into 2 equal groups. So each group had 9. I'm just showing what I'm doing. You're just showing step by step what you're doing. All right, so now that we've done that, let's try a question from the review that we were working on. And from this question, what I want us to do is I want us to think about how would this question work, and also we're going to have a remainder. It's not going to divide evenly. Both these problems I just showed you divided evenly. This one, it won't. So I'm actually going to pause so that I can set this up for us. All right, so we are ready to do this new problem, and this new problem says that Dana buys 4 packages of beads to make bracelets. So she's going to buy 4 packages of beads to make bracelets. Each, we might be multiplying or dividing, each package has 7 beads. Dana uses 6 beads to make each bracelet. So 6 beads to make each, and here we have that each again, bracelet. Then it says, write and solve an equation to find the greatest number of bracelets that Dana can make with the beads. Show your work. Well, lucky for us, we have some packs of beads. So let's take a look at this. So remember, the first thing it told us was that we had 4 packs of beads, and there are our 4 packs of beads. And that each package has 7 beads in it. So let's go take a look and let's see what's going on in here. Whoop, there's 7. So that's 1 package of 7 beads. I'm going to put that over there. Now let's see what's in here. 2 packages of 7 beads. Nice. All right, let's check out this one. There's a 3rd package with 7 beads. Oop. Right now I still need them to stay apart. And here's our 4th package of 7 beads. So here what you can see is that I had 4 packages or 4 groups, and each group or each pack had 7 beads in it. So I have 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. So remember, in this kind of problem, we have to first figure out how much do we have in all. So the best way to do this one is to say that I have 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. So let me go ahead and write that over here. So I can say that I have 7 plus, and this 7, plus this 7, plus that 7. Or another way to think of that is that I have 7 4 times, or again, 4 groups of 7. You could do 4 times 7, that's fine. Now, if you're using a tape diagram or a bar model, another way that you could have shown this, and again, if I were doing this problem, and I didn't have beads to pour out, I might even want to go ahead and draw myself a nice little, bar model like this, where I could say I have 7 and 7 and 7 and 7. So you can see that I have 7 4 times. And so then what we do is we know our fast facts, so we know that we have 28 beads in total. Now, let me say this. You have 28 beads in total, and that's awesome. They're already starting to mix together, so we're just going to let them roll around. So we have 28 beads in total. And now we need to put them into their bracelets. Now, I'm going to just remind you that it said that Dana uses 6 beads to make each bracelet. So let's put all our beads together. So now what we know is that we have all these beads and we need to put them into groups of 6. So we need to, but we don't know how many bracelets we're going to end up making. So let's go ahead and let's put them into groups of 6. So let's pretend here, we'll make our first bracelet. So here's our first bracelet, and let's go ahead and I'm going to put 6 beads in there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1 bracelet, and they're a little rolly, so it's going to be a little messy. So I definitely have enough to make another bracelet. So let's go ahead and make another bracelet. So I have 1, wrong bracelet, my friend. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Too many. So there we go. I don't know if you guys can hear the puppy playing with a toy underneath. As soon as I started making the video, he decided to come in. Okay, so I have a lot of beads left over here. I moved them over the side so they wouldn't get all mixed up. So let's make another bracelet. So again, I need another 6, so I'm going to try and grab them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's another bracelet. So far she's been able to make 1, 2, 3 bracelets. So let's go ahead. I still have a whole bunch of beads over here. I'll show you. So I'm going to go ahead and make another bracelet. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far we've made 4 bracelets, and each bracelet has 6 beads. Now I have 4 beads left. Can I make another bracelet? I can't. The rule said that I needed to have 6 beads to make a bracelet. So what I just did was I took these 28 beads. I took 28 beads and I split them or divided them, into 4 groups, right? Or into groups of 6. So I divided them into groups of 6. And what did I end up with? I ended up with 4 bracelets, 4 groups, and then I had 4 beads left over. So what did we just do? We did 28 and we divided it into groups of 6 beads each. So each time we took and we put 6 in there. And then what did we end up with? We ended up with 4 bracelets, but we also ended up with a remainder of 4 beads. So we had 4 leftover beads. So we had 4 bracelets and 4 leftover beads. What does this remainder tell me? It tells me I didn't have enough beads to make a 5th bracelet. I only had 4. I would have needed 2 more beads to make a bracelet. And that's something that you might have to answer in a question and say, what does the remainder tell you? This remainder tells me that I did not have enough beads to make another bracelet. So how can we put this all together into one equation? How can we talk about this information? And before I do that, I just want to show you this using another bar model, the way that we've been doing it. So if I wanted to show 28 being divided into groups of 6, I'm going to do it two different, well, this is the way that we have done it frequently. So what we know is that we are making groups of 6, and we know that we started out with 28, but we don't know how many groups we can make. But we can start skip counting by 6s to figure it out. We can say, well, that's 6, that's 12, that's 18, that's 24. I don't have enough to make another 6, so I'm just going to have 4 more beads left over. So what we did was we took that 28, we divided it into groups of 6, and when we did that, we ended up with 4, and then we had 4 remaining. Okay, so let's put it all together in an equation. I'm going to clear out our beads because they are just making a mess. And let's take all this information that we have. So the first step was to find the total number of beads that we had. How did we do that? We multiplied. We had 4 packs, and each pack had 7 beads, so we had 7 4 times, or 4 times 7. So let me write that down here for us. So the first step was to find the total. Remember, this type of problem, first we find the total of the number of objects that we have. So 7 times 4. And again, we're making bracelets. So that was my first step. My second step was to divide it into groups of 6. So I divided into groups of 6. I didn't know how many bracelets, so don't say divided by 4. You didn't know how many bracelets you were making. That's what you were looking for. So the number of bracelets is the answer. We were dividing it into groups of 6. So when we divided it by 6, we ended up with 4 bracelets and 4 extra beads, 4 beads left. So we had 4 beads left over, or remaining. And that would be your answer, that you were able to make, the greatest number that you were able to make, that's what they asked us for, was 4 bracelets. And then we would have 4 beads left over. And actually, this question has another part to it. And the second part says, let me find it, there you go. Explain how you use the remainder in your answer. And again, what I would say for that is that the remainder shows me that I didn't have enough beads to make another bracelet. So basically you're going to save those. You're going to put them back in a jar or back in an envelope and save those last 4 beads. So I hope that this was helpful, friends. Oh, but let me do one more thing. So now let's say that it's a problem and it's all words and you don't have any manipulatives. You don't have anything to write stuff down on. So let me grab another problem for us. So here's our next question, last one we're going to do tonight. So let's say that I want to bake apple pies. Love to bake apple pies. And let's say that every time I bake a pie, I need 6 apples in my pie. Sorry, it's so blurry today. So each time, let's try and clear that up a little, that's better. So each pie needs 6 apples. So I go to the store, and when I go to the store, they have bags of apples. But each bag has 5 apples. And I'm like, that is not going to work. So I go ahead and I buy 3 bags. So again, I have 3 bags of apples. Each bag has 5 apples. Each bag contains 5 apples. And when I bake my pies, each pie needs 6 apples. How many pies can I bake? So now I don't have any manipulative. So instead, I can just draw it. Let's draw our bags of apples. Let's start there. So here's 1 bag of apples, and there's 1 bag of apples, there's another one, and here's another one. So I have 3 bags of apples. And each, multiplication division, each bag has 5 apples. So I can either draw the apples in there, I can draw 5 little dots, or I'm just put the number 5 in here. That works for me. So if I want to know, again, this is one of those problems where I'm making things. So first I have to know, what is the total amount that I have here of these objects that I'm going to be using? So I have 5 plus 5 plus 5. So again, 5 plus 5 plus 5, or 5 3 times. And what do you get? You get 15. You can skip count that. 5, 10, 15. So that's my total. That's the first step that we're doing. And again, I could have drawn a bar model like this. And you could have even put that little other extra bar above it to show what one bag has. And I can show again that I have 5 times 3 is 15. So same thing written twice. So let's get back though into this. So the next step is that each pie needs 6 apples. So again, I have a total of 15 apples, and each pie is going to need 6 apples. So what I need to do is I need to take that 15 and I need to put it into pies. So here's my first pie, and it's going to have 6 apples in it. So I've used up 6 of those 15 apples. Here's my second pie, and that one's going to have 6. So now look, I've used 6 apples and another 6 apples. So that's 12 apples. So again, we are dividing this 15 into groups of 6. So now I've used up 6, 12. Wait, do I have enough apples? Do I have enough apples to do this? Let's look. So I used up 12, 13, 14, 15 little apples. I don't have enough apples to make my last pie. I only was able to make 2 pies because what we did was we took these 15 apples and we divided them into groups of 6. 6 into this pie, 6 into that pie, and then we had 3 little apples left over. So what we just did was we took 15 and divided it into groups of 6. And we ended up with 3 pies and 2 pies and 3 apples left over. And those 3 apples are the remainder. And again, I'm going to do another video about remainders, but for this one where we have 2 pies and 3 apples, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to save those apples and have them for lunch one day or something like that. So how do we put this all together, my friends? Again, the first step was we had to find the total number of apples that we had. So the first step, and again, we're trying to find how many pies we can have. The first step was to figure out how many apples we had in those 3 bags. So we did 5 times 3, or 3 times 5. And then the second step was to divide those into groups of 6, into pies of 6 apples. And when we did that, we ended up with 2 pies, and then we had a remainder of 3 apples. So we had 2 pies and 3 apples left over. So we could make a total of 3 pies, and then we would save those apples. We didn't have enough apples to make another pie. That's what the remainder told us. We don't have enough apples to make another pie. We would need 3 more apples to do that. So again, I want to show you this part also in a bar model. So again, we could draw a bar model for that part. We could show that we had a total of 18, and then that we're splitting or dividing that 18 into groups of 6. So we'd have 6, and then we would do another 6, and I did not do a very good job drawing this because I should have divided it more equally. I know where it's going. Oh, and we didn't have 50. Oh my goodness. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. So here we go. I'm drawing my bar model. I have a total of 15. And again, in this bar model, the way we've been working, we could skip count. We could say, well, there's 6 in this pie, so that's 6. Another 6 is 12. And then we're going to have those 3 leftover apples. And for now, we're just going to put them next to it, next to the bar model, to kind of show what's happening. And that this was getting divided into groups of 6, so we ended up with 3 remaining. We're going to kind of work on that part soon. We haven't learned that yet, so it's coming, how to draw that and include it in our bar model in a better way. But for now, this is what I want you to think about. All right, so again, that was 15 divided by 6. Here's our entire equation. We found the total, and then we split it into groups of 6. And that's what we've really been focusing on. So I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you in our classroom. Bye.